Hello everyone, my name is Kichiko and we're back with a new episode of 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. So we're going to go ahead and continue on with Renya Gouto's story, and because it's him and Takatoshi Hijiyama left. And we can't unlock him until we finish a part of his hypocrisy. So last time Renya Gouto continued to seek the truth. While in the UFO, he discovered footage of an elderly version of himself. Yep.
Oh.
Let's continue. Okay.
It would appear I can no longer rely on Shikishima.
Police records?
Miss Morimura's death has left the Shikishima execs in disarray. Now they won't let me spearhead the Sentinel project.
Right, because last time, which was our first time playing as him, we only was able to do like the prologue. Yeah. So it's going to be like his story all the way to the end and then finishing up Takatoshi. Anyway.
I doubt my opinion will weigh much in their discussions going forward. Miss Morimura, why did you have to die?
Because you ordered her. Assassination. Well, I'm facing this way, so maybe I should supposed to go this way. Maybe. Hail taxi. Get in taxi. I flagged it down. It was like, never mind.
Ayame Park, please.
We're gonna run to Chihiro.
Ever since the battle that ended with the Sentinels infected, Miss Morimura has been pushing this operation as one of its fiercest supporters. This refers to the humans who can control the UFO's mainframe. Those compatible have nanomachines implanted in their bodies.
He walks really fast. Hi, Chihiro.
That was pretty quick, Goto-kun.
Thank you.
I checked the corpse at the police station. It was yours, Miss Morimura. There's no doubt about it.
Is that so?
Oh, Eiseki got hotter than a
You
killer
don't seem too
because
shocked about
that
your
little
death.
girl.
Well,
Yeah.
it didn't exactly stop me. Here I am, safe and sound.
Because you
I
little
suppose that's true.
girl killed your own self.
So, what did the police say?
Weirdo.
The cause of death was a gunshot to the abdominal area.
Caused by a
No
child.
bullet was found in the body. Though
'Cause
it's
of the
easy to
child.
imagine why. The murder weapon was likely from beyond this time, beyond material bullets. Estimated time of death is approximately 1900 hours. You were witnessed running off somewhere with a short-haired student. According to a pedestrian's eyewitness account, anyway.
They found a witness. This era's police really did their due diligence.
There should have been that drone tracking her movement. So, anything helpful in its footage?
The
Nah.
timing couldn't have been worse. It looks like it was monitoring the government's movement at the time.
Oh, that's great.
So she wasn't even under surveillance.
I see.
How convenient.
Any thoughts as to our primary suspect?
An acquaintance of Miss Morimura. Described as a short-haired male in a student uniform. Most likely A. Sekigahara. The witness statement matches the description of A. Sekigahara.
It did seem like something.
I'm pretty
was
sure
wrong
there's
with
plenty
Sekigahara's
of
memories.
high school
I wouldn't be surprised
guys
if he
with
was a
short
murderer.
hair.
Though it raises the question of why he'd bother to lure her out. Surely a murderer's optimal scenario is to avoid being spotted at all.
Well, maybe it wasn't premeditated. He could have killed her by accident.
Well, he certainly is the type to brood over things.
He
I can
is.
say he's not enough of an idiot to shoot someone on impulse.
Who else could it be?
A small child.
That man with that call sign? Some numerical name.
Logically speaking, he would naturally be another potential suspect.
426.
He did attempt to eradicate all the compatibles. He's a dangerous individual, and he's still at large. All that's left of 426 is his consciousness. I don't think I could reliably predict his behavior. He's desperate enough to do anything. 426 certainly isn't above killing. If Ida-san were here, I'm sure he'd declare 426 our primary suspect.
Most
We
likely.
know he killed at least 4 people. That's why I shot him dead in the end. If he resurrected himself as an android, maybe that would give him a chance at revenge. As a motive, it sounds pretty clear-cut.
Of course it's clear cut, Chihiro. Of course it is.
So you believe 426 is the most likely suspect?
Barring A. Sekigahara. Who else could it be?
Yourself.
426. He did attempt to eradicate all the 4 victims. Aside from Miss Morimura and Ida-san, 4 others came here for refuge 16 years ago. By the time I'd started assisting Miss Morimura's efforts, they'd already lost their physical bodies. Fortunately, we were able to use the data stored in Sector 0. This allowed us to meld their replicated consciousness with AI. As for how they lost their bodies in the first place, reportedly 426 is doing. He destroyed them all in one fell swoop. According to Ida-san's account, anyway. But if number 16 is to be believed, that's not what really happened. And Miss Morimura should be aware of that. I spoke with the pilot of Sentinel number 16. Back then, she gave Miss Morimura something nobody else would. The truth.
Let's recall it. Sorry, Chihiro. I'm recalling some memories. Having a flashback.
Wait, what do you mean? Could you go over that again?
Our defensive maneuvers failed. So we decided to stick to the plan. We all headed to the gate to escape. But there was an explosion while we were shifting. From what I can tell, the Type 98 we were shifting in got attacked. But that's the last thing I remember. After that, nothing.
But that means... Is that how your data was damaged? It wasn't some plot by 426 after all? Just an explosion? We never did manage to completely reconstruct your data. I thought it was just that you didn't get converted in time, but... You were all dead before the shift even happened. Ida-kun, you said he killed the 4 of them. I know
I don't
did.
trust Tetsuya Ida at all.
You said he sabotaged them, killed them.
Given the chance, he certainly would have.
You lied to me?
He already tried to kill us all in the past. You know he'd have tried again if we left him alive. Killing him was the right call.
No. That means...
Where you get that statement from? You was nowhere in that flashback. It must have been like a log that he recalled hearing or something.
Miss Morimura, I have one more question.
What
Oops.
is it?
Regarding 426, would you say you had any particular feelings toward him.
Feelings.
Yeah. Like, did you
Well, he
like
was
him or
certainly a
something?
good friend. I felt like he really understood me. Well, used to, anyway. Where's this coming from?
That doesn't make sense. According to number 18, or should I say, Tamao-san,
Tomato!
I'd like to revisit something you just mentioned. About 426 killing at least 4 individuals. Do you really not remember?
Remember what?
You've read my files, I presume? I gathered quite a lot of material in the past. Most of it is rather outdated, including Ida-san's statement concerning those victims. In other words, your answer is objectively incorrect.
Really?
Yes.
Well, can you blame me? Look at
Yes.
this body I'm stuck with. I'm bound to have some memories confused. If you have some comment on this form, then by all means.
No. That's not what I meant.
Let's consider Tamao's
I
statement.
had a hunch about Miss Morimura's feelings, and my discussion with Tamao-san only confirmed my suspicions.
Let's recall her statement. Is he actually gonna ask her? Looks like it.
Goto-kun,
Hello.
I'm sorry for this. I know it's sudden. I need to talk to you.
Did something happen?
It's about Morimura-san. She's been transplanting 426's memories onto Juro-kun. I only just found out.
426? As in the escaped android?
No, not that one. She's using the memory data of the man himself. It was saved during the shift.
In other words, she's trying to use Juro to create another 426?
I did my best to talk her down. She's letting me handle Juro-kun's treatment now. Still, I don't think she's given up on this.
Why is she trying to bring back 426?
Well, I've been giving her some advice about it. And I understand where she's coming from, but... Morimura-san is in love with him.
With 426?
With Judo
Maybe
Izumi?
she always has been. That's why
Most
she wants
likely.
him back as a human.
But she has to know the risks. He's a dangerous man.
True, but that's not exactly what she's remembering. Besides, she's the one who killed him. That guilt is still eating at her. Watch over Morimura-san,
Yes, ma'am.
and try to keep her away from Juro-kun if you can.
I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can barely take the idea of 1426, let alone 2.
Bye, Tamo. I cannot follow her. Let's speed walk.
So I was right. Miss Morimura did have feelings for someone.
But the child Morimura does not. Because she is a child.
When Juro Izumi lost his memories, you aimed to use him to revive 426. Make one a vessel for the other. One reason seems most likely. You harbored romantic feelings for him.
Me? With him? You're joking.
No.
Chihiro Morimura was mind-hacked, remember? You said so yourself.
Did I?
My goodness, romantic feelings? For him? No, God no. Not my cup of tea.
You say that now because you're a child, but once you become an adult, your taste greatly changes.
If you recall, I suggested that Miss Morimura was mind-hacked. That idea was based on a certain piece of evidence I found. One particular log.
What log?
A future log.
If you really are Miss Morimura, then you should already know. 2 years before you were born, Ida-san extracted some information from 426 that in turn led to the discovery of the data log in question.
So why again does this matter?
Oh, I'm about to tell you.
To find out. As for the log itself, it contains footage from the year 2188. It was found buried in the mainframe data during the analysis of 426. You seem very disturbed by me seeing that file.
Uh-oh.
So much so, in fact, that you ended up deleting all of your logs. Would you mind telling me why you did that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Are you
Well,
sure?
At the very least, its contents suggested a connection to 426. Or even that he had been manipulating Miss Morimura. The log contained a very interesting report. Apparently, Jiro Izumi downloaded memories onto Chihiro Morimura's clone.
Ah.
426 was the one who overwrote my memories? So what does that mean? What are you trying to say? Your Morimura and I are both 426?
Let's recall Ida's report. Man, he really likes to recall things. Transmission log to Renya Gouto.
This is Tetsuya Ida.
Hello.
Don't know why I'm recording this. Nobody's going to hear it.
We are.
Still, might as well. Not like I have anywhere else to share this. I was in the middle of a routine bug regression test, and I noticed part of the final phase had been altered. The change was made in Chihiro Morimura's host. The setting change looks like it'll trigger a memory overwrite. I don't know anything about the memory's contents, but it says the modifying user was Jiro Izumi. Because someone thought it'd be a great idea to give that guy senior admin ID. And at this point, what the hell can we do about it? At least now I have proof. You're all hypocrites anyway.
Hypocrites.
Including you, jackass. So who even cares anymore? None of this matters. We're all dead anyway.
The log inconveniently revealed one of your secrets. One you were desperate to keep me away from. So you deleted it. That's my theory, anyway.
Let's talk about compatibility.
Remember where this all began? It was the compatibility experiment. The one that produced you. Based off Miss Morimura's footage and your own admissions, I've completely misjudged the situation. All this time, I believed you were her. But even from the very beginning, you've been your own person.
So, what are you saying? I'm not Chihiro Morimura? If I'm not a duplicate of Chihiro Morimura, then who exactly do you think I am?
I think you're still Chihiro Morimura, but just different personality or
You are
something.
Chihiro Morimura.
Well, there you have it.
No, not Miss Morimura, the teacher. Professor Chihiro Morimura.
From 2188.
The one from the year 2188. And the
Ah.
central figure of Shikishima's interstellar development project.
To be continued. The murder of Chihiro Morimura. Metatips obtained 4,750. Mystery files updated 5. Event archives obtained 5. And we are 28% done. Renya Gouto and Chihiro Morimura exchanged words at Ayame Park. Based on the logs he found, Goto deduced that she is actually Professor Chihiro Morimura. And then let's see about these updated mystery files. So Judo Izumi from 2188. The overarching plan was altered so that Chihiro Morimura's host would undergo a memory overwrite during the final process of Project Art. Tetsuya Ida discovers this deviation along with the fact that Izumi is the one who authorized the change. Renya Gouto, upon realizing the distinct discrepancy between Miss Morimura's and Chihiro's memories, he considers the possibility that Chihiro isn't simply a clone of Morimura. After researching the logs of 2188's Morimura, he theorizes that Chihiro's true identity is instead Professor Chihiro Morimura from 2188. Chihiro, for the compatibility experiment, she believed she had transplanted her own memories, previously saved in Sector 0, over to her clone Chihiro. However, the memories that she transplanted from Sector 0 actually belonged to Professor Chihiro Morimura from 2188. Miss Morimura. She has been in love with Judo Izumi since she was young. That's great. Miyuki Inaba. Back when their final line of defense failed one loop ago, Kizaragi and the others tried to shift before the world got reset. Unfortunately, due to an explosion, their data was damaged and couldn't be fully reconstructed, preventing them from making it to the next world. Okay, any others? No. Alright, so let's go back in. Yeah, let's go back in.
Aegis activation confirmed. The terminal is completely sealed off.
We did it.
They've changed targets. The next terminal is just over there.
They're already on the move.
Can't even let us catch our breath, huh?
We saw this in one of the battles.
But I'm going to dismount.
Whoa, hey, then who's taking point?
Pull it together. We don't need orders to kick some ass.
I love Yuki. I like her character.
You can relax, kids. I'm back in the fight.
I won't be long. It's up to you.
Yeah, I definitely remember seeing this scene.
Chihiro-san.
After Aegis activation.
Chihiro-san.
Look at that sunset.
It is beautiful.
Just like it was back then. It's beautiful.
What's wrong with you?
Guessing you were monitoring me with a drone?
I have one locked on to you, yes. Their target's changed. They're coming back this way. It's dangerous here. We need to get you to safety.
Aw, don't tell me you're worried about me.
Yes. Yes, I
How
am.
about you mind your own business?
Ooh.
You already know how I feel. This is what I wanted.
Still.
More importantly, can you really afford to waste your time here? Or have you already given up? The invasion is still in its preliminary phase.
I've got time. First, I need to get you somewhere safe.
There are no safe places left.
I mean,
At least, none left for us. We're not safe anywhere. But you know that well enough. You're just losing precious time. Go focus on the job you're supposed to be doing.
Understood. I'll go. You'll find it safer towards the river. If, hypothetically, you wanted to know.
Wait.
hmm?
As long as we're both here, there's something I want to clear up.
Yes. What is it?
So, tell me. You were in love with Miss Morimura, weren't you?
Wait, you were?
You said she
I
my
was?
pact. But it was more about you being jealous, wasn't it?
That's hardly...
This may be our last chance to talk. Answer me.
You are correct.
What?
Is that what you wanted to hear? That I was driven by some cheap, naive impulse?
Well, you're human.
That I can't think about anything else?
And that's why you brought back my memory too, isn't it? You never cared how you managed to do it. You just wanted her back.
So much.
I'm glad. You really were a slave to your desires. That's the Renya Gouto I remember. It means I don't have to like you after all.
Hmm?
Thank you. I think that's all I wanted to hear.
Professor,
Well, this Renya Gouto likes you, but
After
the
all,
one in
we still
2188
have our bet.
wants her
Although it
murdered.
looks like I'm about to win it.
Activate. Wait. I want to talk to you
You
one
should
last
go.
time. To the battle? Well, yeah. Where is yours? Oh, okay. Nah, yours wasn't very cool looking. Whatever. Yeah. Hey, Miwako.
What's wrong? Did you get separated from your mommy? Could you leave me alone? It's dangerous out here. Just come with me, okay?
Oh, is that when Nasuno and Yuki, told me, or like, Miwako, we gotta save him. That looks like a spider, and I don't like spiders.
Don't worry. If you can't find your mommy, I can help you look. We just have to run away right now, okay? Oh, there you are, Miwako. Asami-chan.
Yep, that's when
I'm so glad you're
Tomi
okay.
leaves the fight too.
Jeez, you're so reckless. You shouldn't have come this way.
Kisaragi, that girl is...
I know already. I'll get back to the battle once Miwako's safe. Is someone else here? Of course not. Never mind. The evacuation route's that way.
Wait, did
Can I
Miwako
bring
not
her
see
to
that
you?
big huge screen?
Hey! That's fine, just hurry up.
To be continued. For survival. Metal chips obtained 4750, mystery files updated 2, event archives obtained 3, and we are 42% done. The battle has begun. Renya Gouto word for Chihiro, but she ignored his warnings. Once she confirmed the feelings he had towards Morimura, she joined Miwako Sawatori and Tomi Kizaragi to evacuate. Renya Gouto. He secretly had feelings for Miss Morimura. However, after seeing a 2188 communications log between that era's Tetsuya, Ida, and Goto, he suspects that Morimura's memories were overwritten by 426. In addition, Morimura's sudden change of behavior has raised his suspicions further. Yuki Takamiya. When the kaiju appear in 1985, she declares to the team that they can relax now that she's taken the field and activates Sentinel number 21. Okay. So let's go back in. Flashback, Kayode Riverbed.
Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is my first time here, but this suddenly makes me feel so nostalgic.
Sunsets will do that, I find, regardless of time period.
Yes, but this must be... Well, I suppose it must be one of those places.
Special places?
So? Where am I going?
You don't have
I've
your
rented
bunny
an
with you.
apartment under a false name.
Can't be any worse than our last accommodations. As long as it's not Rebel, I'll take it.
My apologies. If it's any comfort, I'm certain nobody will find you there. Not Shikishima, and certainly not Miss Morimura. I suppose we have Ida-san to thank for all this.
Okay, so this is before everything.
Tetsuya Ida. And he's still missing, is he?
Yes. Let's go.
You gonna give her a piggyback ride? Oh, that's so cute. Adorable. Ayame Park.
Chihiro-san.
Now she has the bunny.
You think I'm the professor?
Yes.
That is what I said. You are Professor Chihiro Morimura, a major figure in Shikishima in the year 2188. Namely, the leader of its space initiative.
What are you even talking about?
Just some hypotheticals. A possible interpretation of the evidence I found.
Okay, say I am the professor. Remember, Miss Morimura is the one who created me. You think that was her plan? She wanted a host for the professor and not herself? How would that make sense?
I mean, I don't know.
Ever since the battle that... This refers to the... Miss Morimura ran an experiment to grant her clone compatibility. She believed that you were synchronized to her. She believed it was her own data she transmitted. But it was the other Chihiro Morimura in Sector 0. And of course, you entered the world as a newborn, incapable of verbal communication. So Miss Morimura never realized her mistake.
This is all speculation.
Certainly, yes.
Every single last word.
But if I'm right, and you are the professor, I imagine you were in quite a panic yourself. All things considered, it was a staggering deviation from the original plan.
What original plan?
Among the logs from 2188, one of Tetsuya Ida's noted that he'd found an anomaly. Chihiro Morimura was set to undergo a memory transplant in the final phase. And the final phase, well...
Is it the final battle?
I don't know where you think you're going with this.
A bit of patience, please. there's a little more context I need to provide.
Yeah, he needs to, or we need to, like, fully explain to give all the details.
The log from the future I saw first. That would be the comms log I found with my own ID.
Let's go to Goto's log.
The first log I checked held some surprises. The author seemed to be an elderly Renya Gouto. And the date of recording appeared to be 2188. I assumed it was some future version of myself. One that had time traveled into the far future. But now, I don't think that's the case. I believe it's the other way around. In other words, I myself am a clone of him.
Mm-hmm. You're so smart, Renya.
Every individual I saw in that log footage, they all created clones of themselves.
Clones, huh?
I did find a log that proves this point.
What did you see?
A comms log between you and Professor Takamiya. Her field is genetic engineering, I note.
Let's recall Takamiya's log. The Takamiya that is the mother of Nasuno Minami. Transmission log from Professor Takamiya.
Professor Takamiya, how are the projections on those self-replicating probes? The simulations look good. Especially the survey range. We never expected a rate of expansion that high. It was definitely the right call to prioritize its strength as a group over individual units. These probes are pretty much living machines now. They self-replicate using natural resources mined from asteroids in their routing. They'll just keep building up and breaking down. An infinite cycle of self-replication on its way to its target. There's basically zero chance of the tech failing midway through. They'll just keep on going. Probably long after humanity's gone. Glad I came to an expert then. All that's left is the refinement of the memory cube. The infrastructural storage cell, right? The cube's made up of 5 identical memory layers. In theory, it'll compare itself to nearby probes and use them as a template for repairs. And if it can't be repaired, well... fine, 1 probe down. We've got thousands more. And our passengers? I'll be loading them up with the DNA of all the survivors. I've already got samples and data from all 15. Now it's just down to launching them. These clones will go with all our hopes on their shoulders. By the way, what do we do about him? I mean, after that DNA test. We do nothing.
Who's the him that they're referring
What can I
to?
even say to him? Not much, I guess.
I love Yuki Takamiya's 2188 character design.
There were 15 survivors of that colony, each with a clone established to be compatible. Though they grew up in different eras, different worlds. And you aimed to replace your clone's memories with your own. That was your real plan. Right now, I imagine your biggest question is precisely how much of that log I've seen. Am I close?
I've seen quite a bit of it.
You do have a genius mind, but also the form of a child. I imagine it's harder than usual to hide your agitation.
It's absolutely not.
She's totally agitated.
Now you're just trying to trick me?
I'd say, based on that log, Professors Takamiya and Morimura seem to know each other quite well. Maybe you know something about that.
Of course not.
Then perhaps instead, Tsukasa Okino? Being compatible, that makes one part of his identity clear. He's one of the 15 from the year 2188. So, any theories? Who was he in the year 2188? Care to guess?
Stop it.
No? Then allow me to clarify.
She's gonna
That
shoot
boy,
you.
Tsukasa Okino, is Professor Chihiro Morimura's son. But not
Whoa.
her child by personal conventional birth. The professor donated her egg cells as a young woman, in accordance with the policies on population control.
Oh my gosh, this is our first time ever hearing that bit.
No comment at this time? Their blood relation wasn't exactly obvious, until DNA testing on the clone revealed it. The professor was faced with the truth. He was her son.
I like how
which
she's petting
naturally
the
sparked
bunny.
an inconvenient surge of maternal instinct. However, Okino himself didn't think highly of the professor. He had his disagreements with the project staff, too. When it seemed like her end was near, the professor recorded him one final message. One last chance for him to know the truth.
Stop!
Jeez, Renya, what did you find out?
You saw that? But how? You'd need a biometric ID match to access that log. So you should only have been able to access your own. My logs and Okino's should have been locked off.
Thank you, Professor Morimura.
Uh-oh. He caught you. He caught you. Bye. She's gonna come back with a gun and be like, bang.
Indeed, the files I could access were somewhat limited. Mostly company logs. Meeting reports, call transcripts, bureaucratic chaff. Barely anything in the way of your personal records.
Then, how do you know what was in my logs?
I guessed.
It's simple, really.
Flashback. UFO mainframe.
That should do it for preparations. Now, let's see if the biometric authentication works.
Oh, this is that one part. Did he rewrite the authentication to allow him access? Or grant him access?
Did it go through?
Keep on wanting to press like buttons like a quick time event or something.
Looks like that got me past the initial barrier, at least. Now, with Miss Morimura's ID, I should be able to get into her logs.
Hey, wait, what? Iori Fuyusaka. Oh, wait. Is this when she was sent back? Well, forward to the 2025? When she went to the science room?
Maybe if I check Miss Morimura's logs,
Well, that's Morimura
I
right
might
there.
find a clue why your biometric ID matches hers. It really is her ID.
And that's how it happened.
Though unconscious, she proved very helpful. She is Chihiro Morimura, a compatible version. If you really are Miss Morimura, then you should already know who Iori Fuyasaka is. Because that would mean you hid her here in Sector 4. The plan was for the two newborns to grow up with their own separate lives. Ida-san's idea, presumably. Chihiro Morimura was planned to be placed in 2104, and Tetsuya Ida in 2024, yet neither could be found.
I wonder why it was planned to be sent to different eras.
I knew Renya Gouto of Shikishima pretty well. You and he are very different. Except that you both make my life a lot harder. So, suppose I am the professor. Then what?
I want to know the truth.
I am a truth
I want
seeker.
to know the reasons behind all of this. But that seems unlikely. I imagine you're not inclined to tell me anything.
And why's that?
It'd be inconvenient for you if we had all the facts. Considering you're trying to eliminate us. From the very beginning, you never intended for this world to survive.
Oh, what? To be continued, what? Clone. Meta chips obtained 4800. Mystery files obtained 1, updated 5. Event archives obtained 4. And we are 57% done. Oh. He is locked. Renya Gouto keeps uncovering the truths that Chihiro prefers to keep hidden. He then speculated that Chihiro was trying to eliminate them all. Unlock condition, destruction, 3rd area, Himawari, Ward Wave 5, cleared. Currently cleared up to 2nd area. Okay. So let's read through these. Chihiro Morimura, 2188. Upon testing the DNA of the 15 individuals for Project Art, it became clear that Tsukasa Okino is Morimura's child. Though it wasn't through conventional birth, she still feels a maternal connection to him. Renya Gouto. In order to view Ms. Morimura's logs, he used Iori Fuyasaka, who was unconscious from the shock of seeing a Sentinel in the 2065 ruins. He brought her to the UFO mainframe and used her biometric ID. Yuki Takamiya from 2188. The 2188 Professor Takamiya studies self-replicating probes. Tsukasa Okino, 2188. Upon testing the DNA of the 15 individuals for Project Art, it becomes clear that he is Chihiro Morimura's child. The clones of the 15 war survivors in the colony are the compatible ones. Probe. Inside the probes are infrastructural storage cells called memory cubes, which allow the probe to compare itself to nearby probes and use them as a template for repairs. If a probe can't be repaired, then it dies, as a biological organism would, and the others move on. The probes that departed Earth with the DNA data of the 15 individuals surveyed an extremely wide range, replicating themselves infinitely until they found a new planet that humanity could inhabit. Okay. Can I at least... Okay, so I do have to go and do the 3rd area. Up to wave 5. Okay. So I'm gonna take this time to actually buy some more of these, because I have 63 of these mystery points. So I'm gonna do this one. Kyuta Shiba. He is Juro Kodabe's childhood friend who was also into sci-fi and special effects films. He's the life of the party, easy to get along with, and is always making jokes. He seems to have a mysterious power. An artificial personality, 48Q, that only Kurabe is able to see. He claims that he's Juro Izumi and that his memories are already inside Kurabe's head. In Japanese, 48Q is a play on words of Shiba's name. 4 can be read as she, 8 can be read as Hachi, and and Q sounds similar. Ha can also be turned into Ba due to the usage of diacritic marks called dakuten. With this, she plus Ba plus Q makes 48Q. Q-ta, Si-ba also plays on his name. Q plus ta can be read as Q-ta, and C plus ba can Si-ba. Combining them creates a reading close to his full name. His true identity is 426 due to the incompatibility between the violent memories of Izumi transplanted by Morimura and the gentler personality that Tamao Kurabe created. Juro Kurabe was close to having a breakdown. In order to avoid this, he converted Izumi's violent memories into a medium Kurabe could understand. Let's unseal Fluffy. A mysterious talking cat who offers Megumi Yakushiji a deal. He enters a contract with Yakushiji, promising he'll grant her wish of saving Juro Kurabe if she carries out a dangerous mission. Though he looks like the cat seen around Sakura High, they're two completely different animals. Only Yakushiji is able to see him. While Yakushiji lies unconscious on the floor after shooting herself with the magical gun, Fluffy speaks to her about his true motives, and then leaves. All this time he's been talking to her about magic, when his true goal concerned the Sentinels. His true identity is 426, or Juro Izumi. In order to prevent the kaiju invasion from destroying the world, Fluffy had Yakushiji inject nanomachines into the witches, which unlocked the entire Deimos game system. Although this means that the kaiju will be an even greater threat, it also unlocks beneficial features that help in fighting off the kaiju. This includes obtaining meta chips every time a kaiju is defeated, and using meta chips to strengthen the Sentinels. Okay. Shentaro, a cute stray cat that Tsukasa Okino takes care of at Sakura High. He started living on campus when Okino happened upon him and began to feed him. He's earned quite a few fans at the school. He often finds loose change on the ground. Guess cats really do like shiny objects. He looks like Fluffy, but they are two different cats. BJ, a small mysterious robot 60 centimeters tall that Nashino Minami finds. He requests Minami's cooperation in finding the memory cell, one of the robotic drones manufactured by Shikishima Industries. They were manufactured for surveying undeveloped lands and repairing machinery. BJ isn't his name, but it actually the coordinates BJ011005 that BJ was looking for in order to find the memory cell. It's the word BJ kept repeating when he met Minami for the first time. Thanks to Minami's good memory, he was able to easily recall it. He's the Miura that escaped into a drone before Sentinel number 17 was shifted from the kaiju in 2064. He's also a friend of Ei Sekigahara. BJ's true identity is Keitaro Miura from the past world. While transferring all logs of 2188 from Sentinel number 17 over to his storage, he deleted his own AI in order to free up enough space. Tetsuya Ida. Tetsuya Ida is the substitute teacher assigned to Ryoko Shinonome's class at Sakura High School. He's actually a member of an unofficial organization who forces Shinonome into battle. Ida is the director of the Special Investigations Unit, government-affiliated spies. He serves as an advisor to an anti-kaiju defense team and helps Morimura gather members for their team. Back when he was a student, he supported Tomi Kizaragi on her singing live streams under the screen name Fate. He used to wear glasses and came off as a studious, serious young man, but he tried to act cooler in high school to catch Kisaragi's attention. He was in love with the deceased Kisaragi, so in order to revive her, he developed androids at Shikishima Industries in 2100. He transplanted the past Kisaragi and Tamao Kodabe's AI into androids. It was believed that Ida died when he stayed behind during the 2064 Kaiju invasion. However, he was actually still alive and took Shinonome into custody when she was being interrogated in 1984. Ida seeks to translate the simulated personality of the revived Kisaragi android into the physical body of the current Kisaragi, but she rejects the idea. He then realizes that he should have transplanted Kisaragi into the living body of the current Kisaragi to begin with, instead of reviving her as an android first. For that reason, he aims to reset the world and begin anew. Ida is genetically identical to Shu Amiguchi. He saved his consciousness into Sector 0 to prepare for the next loop. Okay. Man who looks like Judo Kodabe. The man who appears and fights alongside the woman who looks like Iori Fuyusaka in Judo Kodabe's dream. Prisoner E-426, captured in 2104 as the Tyrius bomber. He's now known as 426. 426 is the prisoner number of an escaped criminal from the future. His real name is Juro Izumi. He's already dead and currently exists as a replication that is based off of the memory information written onto Sector 0. He had previously been researching ways to download memories from the interlocutor and how to get into the production line of the Daimler's code. He escaped confinement through transferring his own data into an android that looked like Tomi Kisaragi. The Kisaragi android that 426 was using as his body got destroyed during the battle against the Tamao Kodabe android in 1985. He then took over the Tamao android's body and managed to escape. When the Tamao android was being used as 426's body, Ei Sekigahara discovered his true identity and destroyed it. Soon after, Juro Kodabe happens to pass by the destroyed remains, and 426 transfers to his nanomachines. Kodabe sees him as Kyuta Shiba. Megumi Yakushiji sees him as Fluffy. Heizo Onishi. Heizo Onishi is a plainclothes police officer who's part of the Kamazumi Police Force Juvenile Division. Although he cracks down hard on youth misconduct, students affectionately call him Onishi the Ogre, knowing he generally does care about their well-being. Even when he's off duty, he can often be found on the streets, looking after the students as much as he can. He and Takemi Wajima have crossed paths often. He's particularly concerned about Yuki Takamiya, as he's had to take her into custody many times. He's aware of her family situation too. Professor Doji. The professor's first name is Heizo. In 1945, he's involved with the development of a secret weapon for fighting against the Americans. He has a daughter named Kiriko Doji. He's the originator of Shikishima technology. Shikishima's technological strides after the war were thanks to his groundwork. Professor Doji suspects that Tsukasa Okino, who gave refuge to Ei Sekigahara, as a spy that stole intel. He tries to get the military to capture him. Heita Takamiya is Yuki Takamiya's father, currently serving a sentence for assault and attempted murder. He's the only real family Takamiya has. Track members. Although the track team at Sakura High School isn't that skilled, their captain is popular for having experience competing in inter-high school events. She does a good job keeping the team together. Having to deal with the track room repeatedly getting trashed and Nasuno Minami skipping training, the manager is racking her brain. The track member with the pigtails is close to Minami, as they're in the same grade. And then lastly, men in black suits, members of the Special Investigations Unit, experts in combat and gathering intel. Many of them are sorry about that. Many of them are former self-defense experts or former police officers. They carry out dangerous missions in exchange for generous compensation. Okay. So since we can't proceed on with the story, that means next time we're gonna go ahead and continue with third area Himawari Ward, and go up until wave 5. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and save. Alright, so that's all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Enjoy the rest of your day or your night. And this is Kichiko signing out. Goodbye, everyone.